like it. The pocket is good idea. All right, Josh, I would like to see you on the court more as C. I want to see you get engaged and get one step on the court. I'll work with you on that right now. As C, get one more step onto the court.
Okay.
Then you're good. Much better, much better. Good timing on that, Josh. I like the fact that you called it, you waited, you said it was on the floor, you pointed to the end line where it's supposed to go, and then went and reported. That was really good mechanic and really good communication. All right, Terry, this is something I actually learned last weekend as a camper. I did the same exact thing, well, I should say I do the same thing you do, which is I call a foul with right or left hand, doesn't make a difference, and then I show two with that same hand. I just learned, not last weekend, I should say, at Kakana camp, Tom Rush's camp, that it's not just show two with the same hand, it would be posts, and then if it's very obvious, you don't even need to do the two. Otherwise, you come up with the second hand and just show two, kind of more subtly. Something I even learned just last camp. Terry, where's the ball? End line. Yep, those are kind of plays that we need to make sure we slow down on. Take your time, blow your whistle, stick your hand up, and take your time and then just say, okay, it's gonna be blue ball, foul, white foul, and then where's the location of the ball? Well worth taking your time and get everybody's eyes on you. Really good communication needed there. I liked your signal though, it was a very good signal. You guys are doing good together so far. I like your flow. I like your flow. Terry, that was perfect. Using your right hand, being your tee on this end, using your top side hand to mark that 3. That's exactly what we're looking for. We want to take you from being a good official or a great official up to that next level of being an exceptional official. And sometimes it's those small, intricate details of using the correct hand on a 3-pointer or crisp, clean mechanics and communication. Help separate one official from the herd, so to speak. Terry, every time that ball goes to that opposite lane line extended high, you should be pinching the paint. That's going to help you as your lead rotate. It's going to help you be only 4 steps away from or 4 steps across a full rotation as opposed to 6 steps. I'll work with you when we get a timeout or something, or halftime, and I'll explain it a little bit better, hopefully. All right. I have no idea who that foul was on, but your hand, 8, that would explain why your hands were so close. That was probably because of the goofy ass numbers. Might have been a travel as a jump stop, and then he technically moved one of his feet. That would be a little on the touchy side for this level. Maybe a little bit better fit for a college get as opposed to a high school varsity call. You can go through if you want. No worries. Terry, I don't know what you told him right there. I'm kind of interested to see what you came up and whispered in his ear. I'll ask you about it. Terry, I know that was on 7. I know we're dealing with some goofy numbers, but the one thing I'd like to point out here is the way you reported your hit. You kind of showed the hit kind of way up by your eyes. I prefer to see that more down or shoulder level. If you get it up too high, it actually can be misinterpreted as being an intentional. So just something to maybe think about is, how am I doing? This is the way I do my hit. I kind of do a punch, and I hold that one arm out, and then I strike across. And actually bring it, maybe as I strike, I bring it down a little bit, if that makes sense. Doing notes? You're doing notes too?
No, I'm done.
Oh, okay.
What are you telling Terry? Tell him not to bend over when he's on the baseline.
Oh, really?
He's a football official.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'll get him.
I'll get him on that. He'll know it came from me. Julie and Terry we're partners.
Oh, are you?
Hey Terry.
Terry, looks like you're
bending over like this.
looks like you're taking a poop. That was crisp.
Was it too fast? No.
Top spin. Top spin.
Slow down. That's good, Terry, right there. Patience. Oh.
White ball. So Terry, I think on that last last foul, great call and all. Just take your time, say whose ball it is. I like to use the staying here signal. That helps my partners and everybody know we're staying here, and now we know which color to put on the line to throw in. Versus, Julie was like, I don't know. She was thinking maybe blue would have had the ball. So. You let him steal that call from you? Yeah, just giving you grief. Yeah.
You don't want to save him steps.
Yeah. Yeah, we are in tournament mode here. Julie, you got to start pinching. That would have been a good one for Julie to start pinching up on the lane.
Yeah,
The ball was up over here.
Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was hanging right here.
Yep.
She's like her own worst critic. But she's not been reffing very long.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing.
Last year, Terry had a rotator cuff surgery. But we already knew we were going to pick up. I would think.
Good get, Josh.
Bonus.
communication.
Who's our shooter? She's been so fun to rest with, so.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, it kind of makes us, forces us to go have a pregame again, actually talk about stuff.
Josh, my one piece of critic here, I know we're wearing shorts, whatever, but the wide panel college shirt isn't worn by any level at all. So high school, college men, college women, that's in essence obsolete piece of attire. So just ditch it or use it very sparingly and maybe as a very, very last resort kind of jersey. I gotta work. Pinch, pinch, pinch. You gotta pinch more. Now you should be one more step. Now you come back. Wow. They did not touch him at all. Well, not enough. On the court, especially when the ball's away, we need to be on the court. Maybe when it comes up in your lap, then that's when you back off. And when you're at trail, here's what I see when you're at trail. Right? You can stay there. What I'm seeing is a lot of shoulder this way or shoulder this way. I would prefer it being 45 degrees. And then if needed, then I can come down but really I'm 45, I can see everything in one viewpoint. Julie, I don't know if you've heard this, Julie, but trail on free throws. Now, I'm taking this out of more of the college book, and I don't know if you're aspiring to be in college women or men or whatever, but I think this really lends down into high school very, very well, is we as a trail on free throws should be at the 28-foot mark. Again, this is something I've been working on as an observer, as a clinician for the last 2 years with everybody, is the word engage, right? In fact, I was just kind of harping on Terry a little bit, is as a center, I want to be on the court, right? It's more credible, it's engaged in the play. As a trail, even though, okay, it's a free throw, we're probably going to have a defensive rebound, whatever, but I appear to be engaged being in position at the 28-foot mark. If I'm being detained by a coach or something else, okay, cool. But then I find my way back down to 28-foot mark. If I get an offensive rebound, I'm already in my correct position for that offensive rebound and that following play.
Oh, not even that.
All right, Josh, this is something that's going to be very useful. We just had a three-pointer. It was in Terry's primary all day long. He had an arm up. We only need one arm up on a three-pointer, and the point is that person who has primary coverage area, that three-pointer, will watch the up-down rebound action. That means that you as the non-calling official or the non-shooting official would have a better vested interest in watching in the paint for rebounding. What we see is that we have two people flagging a three-pointer, means two people are watching the shooter up, down, and then we have less eyes on the paint rebounding. All right, Julie, this is a good example. There you go. That's a better position now. What we want to do is at C's, we want to be engaged. We want to be on the floor. We want to be on the floor and engaged. It basically boosts the credibility of our call, the accountability of our call, and the accuracy of our call. Now, if the play comes into your lap, right, so the play comes down into C's area and then kind of up on top of you, you either take a step up or down, but you could also very well take a step back as well and kind of get towards that sideline then, as opposed to on the court. I didn't see where I didn't see a foul from this angle. Mind you, you may have seen something completely different from your angle. Remember, like in the classroom when we had the 1 finger up, 2 finger up, 3 finger up? Angles are a whole lot different. So, whatever. I can totally live with that call, and coach is going to understand that call. Just want to make sure we're not guessing at calls, that's all. From this angle, it looks like he had his hand on the ball and the kid just threw up a miracle shot. Whose ball do we got coming out? Has it been switched?
Nope, I don't know.
Okay.
What is it? It will be.
All right.
Here,
That's
let's
the
get back
first.
to the table.
That's fine.
Blue ball coming in.
All right. Where do I start? How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel the game is going?
It's moving, right?
It's moving. They're all over the place, man. They're freaking flying, right? I don't find anything messy by any means, right? There's no. The game I watched earlier today was they were going after each other, and it was just a shitstorm.
Yeah.
This game's it's flowing really well. They're just here to play ball, right? So I think you guys are doing a really good job. I would say one thing, and I kind of mentioned, I think I mentioned it to you, Terry, is the word engage, right?
Okay.
And Julie, I kind of caught you on a free throw where you're up too high, there's a trail, whatever.
Okay.
So trails for free throws, I want a 28-foot mark. If we have an offensive rebound, you're already in your position to officiate front court, right? Engage, right? Center, we should be on the floor unless the play comes up in our lap. Again, that's an engaged philosophy. If they come up on you, then I back off or I do a sidestep, whatever the case may be. I would like to see you when you're lead. What you're doing is I've got caught doing this. You're flatlining to the end line. So your shoulders are parallel to the end line, and your partners don't know what you're looking at.
Okay.
What I would like to see you do is if this is the end line, this blue line, and the hoop is here, just 45 to it.
Okay.
Now, if I need to pay attention to something here, I could take a step back. I'm still 45, but I keep everything in perspective. Once I start flatlining, I lose perspective and I lose a lot of angle out of that. Something to work on or think about.
That was good now, isn't it? I never would have thought of it.
Right, yeah, and I got called for the same thing, and I'm like, dude, I didn't even realize I was flatlining against the end line until I looked at myself on film, and I'm like, holy shit, I am, right? So then you readjust. What do you guys have? Do you have anything to adjust for second half? And
Well, I talked to the players about illegal screens.
I was going to ask you, what did you tell Seven when he was dribbling right here?
Yeah, what'd you
I
tell
told him, I said, make sure you keep your hand on top of the ball and not underneath.
Okay. I thought it had to do with something else, like maybe he's getting mouthy or something.
No.
So let me ask you this. If I have the ball and I'm about to travel, would you tell me not to travel or tell? So why would you tell him not to carry the ball?
Just at that point in time, it was close. It wasn't a carry, but it was getting close.
Okay. And if he's out in the top and nobody's contending,
Yeah.
I could really care less unless it's really egregious, right? It might be best to do it in the passing, like, oh, we're gonna take the ball out, not while during gameplay. All right, you guys got her. Good communication, guys. Good communication. You got it, and those are tricky to get the color right. And God forbid it could have been tipped by somebody, so we need to, I'm glad you guys communicated on it. Julie, you should already be rotated by now. What you're doing is you're getting out too far as you rotate. You're rotating across, and then you're going 2 extra steps. I did this a bunch last year until I got told how to fix it. So when you rotate, you don't go all the way across unless absolutely you need to, right? And then you mirror the ball. But once the ball comes back in, like right now, you should already be pinching. Our lead in this, what I've been noticing this game is our lead, no matter who it is, needs to be a lot more active. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Right, Terry should be 1 more step out. Now you pinch in, now you cross. Now you come back, or at least continue. Okay. What a shot. Julie, food for thought. When you get to lead, what you're doing is you're crossing all the way over and you're going another 2 to 3 steps beyond where you need to stop.
Okay.
So only go that far if you need to go that far. So this is where we can kind of pay attention to position of lead. Okay, that was okay there, but once the ball goes up straight up the top, our lead should already be pinched up on the lane. And kind of thinking and preparing to cross over. That was really good timing, whistle, and mechanics, and that was perfect. All right, Julie, here's your opportunity. Rotate, 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 rotate. Nope, too late. Now let's work on it here. Terry, I'd like you to take a look at the mechanics book and see what the signal is for a made basket like we just had there. You kind of did like a slam the two into the vat of paint and bring it back out scenario. I'd like what I prefer to do in this. Mind you, again, this is probably more of a page out of college, but it relates really well across years. When I have a made basket, I bring it down and I just come right off the shoulder and go like this. It's not pointing, it's just bam. It could be down a little bit, but it's telling my partners I got it, and then I come back and say, end one. Josh, you do a really good job. I tell you what, you must be an L5 or master, because I can definitely tell you've got some experience and you've been trained. Or you adapt well. Small thing there is, and this is minor, but when we mark a 3, we always want to use the hand that's closest to the division line. So in your case, you were C or T, but I was on this side. I'll use this hand to mark the 3. When I'm here, I'll use this hand to mark a 3. The reasoning is two parts. One thing is my partner across the floor can see I've got it marked. They don't have to look through as many bodies, hopefully. Second part is the table who's doing stats can see it a lot easier. If you can master using the correct hand and practice that 1 or 2 games, and you've got it down pat 100% of the time, it will come extremely natural to you. Extremely natural. All right, Terry, we should be rotating already. Josh, real minor. I like the mechanic and everything you did there. The only thing you did twice right there in a row was you went to the head and you pointed across the body. I'd prefer if you did it this way. Then if I do that, I'm actually turning my body and my back to the players, and I can get a F you or a, oh Jesus, wave the hands kind of thing. Not that they would, but from a professional standpoint and keep the game clean for standpoint, it comes a lot better if I just go boop, other way. all means, for Julie and for Terry, you know, just because Josh had done something wrong or slightly incorrect or whatever you might want to call it, it doesn't mean that you know it falls just only on his ears. It's something that you might think, holy crap, I might not have realized I was doing that, or I never realized the philosophy why I use this hand or that hand when reporting or pointing one direction or the other. Okay, now we need to engage, especially on a rebound. All right, Josh, you should be thinking about, okay, now you roll back. Flat line, there you go. C is where you want to be flat line. We want to be basically always like this. Unless I need to put attention to something right here, then I have to show the attention. Otherwise, I want to stay flat line, the best broad perspective view. Lead is where we want to have the 45. Trail is where we want to have a 45. Center is where we're a big broad flower. All right, Josh, I know you're coming off of back-to-back games. I think you're going into a third game. This is kind of like thinking fourth quarter. This is where we need to start refocusing and saying, I know I need to work on my lead rotations. So I'm going to intentionally force my feet to be moving so that I can help introduce me or stop me from being frozen to the ground or cemented to the ground. That's a good call, Terry. Good pausing, good waiting. Just let them know whose ball it is and where we are, as opposed to at the very end. Clock not running. Run the clock. Let's go. Run that son of a bitch. really, I don't want to see you showing one shot until we have all subs taken care of. And then all three of you collectively will say one shot. The reasoning for this, and this has happened before, is because if I as a lead am only really, might possibly be paying attention to my center, and I see him or her showing one shot or two shots, I'll say one shot because we have subs, then I might be at will just to put the ball into play, yet we have subs going in and out. So really, the center should be doing nothing until it's time. Julie, that was all lead's call. That one came right down the middle. Lead has first crack. Let lead take that. He even had Terry had his arm up. And if you guys see both have hands up, then you let him call it. I think that's a win there. Here we go. Honk, honk. Let's play. Ooh, 11-point game. Hands off, hands off. Get an arm bar. He's got stayed hand, stayed hand. That would have been a good one to get. Just gotta look up something in my notebook. Thank you. Thank you. Another one. We should have got those guys. Players showing some duress. I think Blue's getting away with a bunch of illegal defensiveness. Okay, there's lots of hands here. We got stayed hand, stayed hand. That one maybe came off fairly quick. see how he does. Multiple hands, multiple touch. And offense is getting less chance to move because of it. There it is. There it is. And he's showing it in his face. Do you guys notice how many times Blue's putting their hands on him? The ball handlers are dribbling around here, and they're showing grief in their face because they're getting manhandled by multiple. It's not multiple touch. I don't really care much about, but when they're staying hand, they're arm barring, they're in some cases they're triple forehanding him, and the offensive guy's just like ah. That means they have now gained an advantage from all that hand checking. Okay. So grab those right now if you can. Now is a good. It's Blue is doing it on defense. All right, here we go. Let's play. 2:30. It's a good start. You bet. See you guys. I take it they're done for the day.
Yeah.
These guys let some hand checking get a little too out of control. Blue's getting away with
Oh, really?
a little bit more than mugging right now.
So, if you're that big, why would you choose basketball to do the show? Oops, sorry about that.
Maybe he likes it. Maybe he likes it. I don't think he's taking a video clip anyways because he's not a camper.
Oh, okay.
But I am giving him on-court instruction as well. You know, he's open for it. Yeah.
Volleyball.
He moves pretty well though. I mean, this is his second game in a row. I mean, I think he's doing the next game, so he's doing like 3 in a row.
Wow.
So I mean, hats off. I mean, he's for a big boy. He moves well. And in all honesty, he's got to be L5 or master. He does pretty damn well on the court. Mechanics and calling, there's some adjustments here and there like everybody else has. So, I mean, he fits right in. I did say get rid of the college shirt. I will tell him personally. At least I assume it's a college shirt. A college, nobody wears a tight college shirt. The wide panel. Andy was sitting next to me and he could hear me talking. He's like, "Yep, get rid of it." Oh. We had a situation earlier, not a situation, but kid number 7 for Blues just dribbling here in the front court, just la-da-da-da-da, whatever. I wasn't paying attention to his hand. Terry goes up to him and whispers something in his ear, right? So I go, okay. We get halftime. I'm like, what did you tell him? He goes, well, I just told him just be careful of he's getting really close to carrying the ball. And I said, give me the ball. If I was really close to traveling, would you come up and tell me, don't travel, don't travel, don't travel? He goes, no. And I'm like, then we do not need to guide them for this.
exactly.
If he's just up in the top lollygagging and it's marginal, of course we're not going to call it. It's just picking boogers. If he's now engaged with a player and he's getting away with, or he's carrying, then yes, we get those. And he'll get it after he gets the first one called. He'll understand.
Yes,
Or the second one especially. And actually, I picked that one up from Jeff Cross. He's, about getting out of the lane and all this crap. He goes, don't be helping teams, because now you got to help this team. Now you got to go help the other team, and pretty soon they have to make sure it's even and all. He goes, just take yourself out of that game completely. Hands. Okay. Third time. For a while there, White was having trouble dribbling really much, and the guards were showing kind of grimace on their face. They're kind of like, ugh! And it's because they had their hands all over him so much that defense was just gaining a flat-out advantage off of it, and they just weren't calling it. You on this court again? 4. Josh, I like your patience out there. You make your call. I'd say right now you should be engaged in the play. This is what I'm talking about. Engaged. If you had been a 28-foot mark to start with, in a front court, inbounds, you would have had no moving needed. But going back to your foul, I thought that was a good foul. But the thing is that you pointed at the bench and said White in 34 or whatever, as opposed to just saying White 34. You don't need to point to anybody. That is deemed as demeaning in some degree, and we just need to cut that out of our game. There we go. Now we get the hands. Runner's legs. Very much runner's legs. Terry, I don't know what you're doing on the made free throw as a center. You're doing like a 0.1 and you're pointing in a direction. I don't know what that means. Really, it's do I have time stop and then just drop it.